I can tell Kayle's story a million times and it still hits me right down deep in my soul because there's no adult that can handle what he's handled. He's an amazing child.
When Kayle came home as a baby from the hospital, you think it's a normal, like all the other kids normal, but it's totally different. You know, from him throwing up late at night to early in the morning, it's hard. I mean, I love him, but it has its tolls.
Kayle was born with a chromosome 17 deletion and duplication. So he's missing approximately 30 genes from that chromosome, which means that he has multiple diagnoses: global developmental delay, hard of hearing, he has GERD, he has a multitude of different things going on with him. In 2011 and made an appointment at Kapiolani with their genetics department and discovered that he also had Carney's complex. And there are 7.6 billion people on the earth and 750 reported cases of Carney's complex. So he will start getting tumors throughout his body, his thyroids, his testicles, his heart. When he had the G-tube, that was the hardest part, I think, for me, because getting used to a child that needs to be fed by a pump, and then altering your life to have your child walk around with like a mini backpack with a pump and a formula and a tube, and then when the tube comes undone and you've got formula spewing out all over car seats and all over, you know, strollers and stuff. It was a huge adjustment, and you never get used to that.
Kayle's ability to deal with all his issues that he has, you know, he's a very strong boy.
When I first met Kayle, he had already been taken care of at another institution. He was dependent on a feeding tube, and he was having problems with it. So I needed to understand what surgeries had been done with that, and then think about when would he benefit from a revision.
Every time Kayle's stomach would contract, his feeding tube would get sucked in, pull into his abdomen, and cause him pain. So we decided the only alternative was to do surgery to move the tube to a better place.
Through the course of our care, he did require several surgeries to kind of make that as optimal as possible.
Kayle, spell.
K-A-Y-L-E.
Aloha. Kayle has remarkably progressed, going from not eating for an entire year, and then this past May he had his G-tube out, which was amazing.
It's not just learning to eat and learning to swallow from a motor standpoint, but there's a sensory part in that kids who are only fed liquids, they tend to develop an aversion to certain textures and solid foods. Kayle's cheetah has been around since I met him, and with every visit and every procedure. And it's clear that it serves as a source of strength for him. And for me, you know, as many times as I do procedures on kids, there's always a little bit of anxiety that rises up. Yeah, I mean, he's been very brave, he's been through a lot, and you know, to see that cheetah gave him the strength and the bravery.
I think Kayle and his family really are great to be the champions for Kapiolani, and it really is that whole family. I think it's their strength and their resilience. You know, he struggles with so many medical issues and medical problems and requires so much care, but the way they handle it, their outlook, and when we see them, they're so positive, they're always calm. It's really amazing in the face of so much adversity how strong they are.
I made this binder, medical binder, neurology and ophthalmology, and ever since we moved here, every subspecialty doctor that he has, they know exactly who he is, who we are, what's going on with him. I can see them in the hallway and say, hey, you know, I have a question, and they will stop and answer it. You know, a lot of doctors in big hospitals don't do that. He has had such outstanding care in Hawaii and at Kapiolani, and I'm so grateful for all the doctors that have been part of our life.
I've worked with Kayle for the past 4 years. He is just really a bright light. Like, I've seen him through so many surgeries, through so many therapies, and that doesn't ever deter him.
Kayle was given to us for a reason. He was given to us to show the world how loving that you can be to each other. You can love everything in life no matter how bad things get for you. You can always smile. There's always a reason to smile.